Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and today I'll be bringing you my review of Blizzard's big new game, Overwatch. But is it any good? Let's find out. Overwatch is an online-only multiplayer shooter that's Blizzard's own take on the team-based shooter genre and adds MOBA-like elements to bring something a little bit different to the gaming market. When playing Overwatch, there's only the multiplayer mode to play, and in that mode there's a handful of match types in Overwatch, and these vary from escorting a payload to capturing an objective. And while on paper these don't actually sound all that original and exciting, these 6v6 matches are way more than that. Unlike most online shooters, it isn't really all about your kill streak and how many people you kill in Overwatch, but how you play your class. The game rewards players who heal the most, block the most damage, kill the most, and at the end of the match it shows the best players of the match who played their class the best. It's refreshing that a game rewards players who may not have the best kill streak but are great at healing, so it's a very user-friendly type of game. The game runs brilliantly, staying at a rock-solid 60 FPS with hardly any drops. With plenty of explosions and hecticness going on, it's very impressive, and connection-wise it's great, with only a few disconnects when I first played it, but that's it. The game's cast of 21 characters that are all playable from the start are the game's biggest and best selling point. These characters are split into 4 different groups: offense, defense, tank and support. Your offense class deals great damage and has good movement. Defense are good at guarding locations and are good backup for the offensive class, while tank has super high health, so they're good for distracting enemies, and the support class has pretty poor damage but they can heal and boost other players. A great team has a good mix of all 4 classes, and the game even tells you if your team is lacking a certain class, so it helps you with your decision with picking a character. The game's 21 characters should be applauded on how likeable and charming they are. Normally most characters in multiplayer games are just skins that don't represent much, but not on Overwatch. Each and every one of the 21 strong characters could all be a leading character in their own game. From Cover Star Tracer to the Scientist Gorilla Winston, there's plenty of charm to this game. When it comes to picking a character in Overwatch, no 2 characters are the same. Each character offers very special moves and actions that are exclusive to them. Each character has a main weapon, a couple of special moves that cool down after a few seconds, and an ultimate move that takes a little while to build up. Take tank character D.Va for example. Her weapon here is her side cannons of her mech. Her special moves are a powerful jet that allows for a quick burst of movement, and a shield that soaks up all the damage for a couple of seconds, whilst her ultimate move lets her mech self-destruct. You can also link up moves. For example, you could use D.Va's speed boost to boost where a bunch of enemies are, then self-destruct your mech. There's plenty of experimentation to be had with the game, and part of the game's longevity will come from testing and trying out all 21 characters. The game encourages you to swap characters mid-game rather than sticking to one for the whole game. The game wants you to try out new things, and that's refreshing to see. It's also worth noting that Blizzard has stated that all future playable characters will be available for free, which is absolutely brilliant. The maps are the backbone of all multiplayer games. If the maps are rubbish, then the game does suffer, but thankfully each and every one of the game's 12 maps are bursting full of colour and life, and incredibly well designed and varied. From the desert roads of Route 66 to the grand temples in Nepal, there's plenty of eye candy on offer. Like the characters, future maps will also be available for free, which is great news, and considering Blizzard still updates Diablo 2, you can tell that there'll be support for Overwatch for years to come. Which is certainly needed, as the game does feel a bit too expensive. At £50 for the console version, it's quite high for a multiplayer only game with not many modes. Yes, you've got your quick play and you can make custom games and play against the AI, but that's it for now. Competitive mode is coming in June, so at least there'll be something to look forward to, and hopefully some more modes will come later, as the game does need it. There are unlockable skins, emotes, paint sprays and voice lines for each character in the game. You gain these via loot boxes that you get when you level up. You can also get more of these loot boxes via microtransactions, but what you get in these boxes are completely random, so you're not guaranteed the unlockable you want. A better idea would have been buying what you want instead of these random loot boxes. Now we've heard a fair bit about the game, it's time to wrap up this review with a conclusion. Overwatch is Blizzard's first take on the team-based shooter genre, and you know what? They've made a bloody good game. Every match is a joy to play, with a huge range of varied characters with many different skills to choose from is certainly a highlight, and it's refreshing to play an online game where kill streaks aren't the be all and end all. Though I do think there is a lack of content for the high price point, the game is incredibly fun to play and will no doubt grow bigger and better in the months to come. Overwatch gets an 8.5 out of 10 with a title of great. Thank you for watching my review. Like, rate and subscribe and keep on gaming. Bye!